Check 1 2, check 1 2. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my voice is crazy. You hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it, man.
that's what that's what 4 back-to-back shows sound like.
Okay.
It was a great
Sounds like
week.
a
How
great
was your week?
weekend was good. Weekend was good, man. You talk about motivation and you talk about things that make you feel good. Saturday, I got a chance to spend some time with my mom and one of
Oh,
my
nice. It was
eldest
nice.
cousins on my father's side.
Right.
We did some running around, just doing some stuff with my mom. And what made it really cool, and for all our listeners out here on the various platforms and who tune into us every week, do yourself a real favor and spend some time with the elders in your family.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
I agree.
necessary that's a necessary thing to do, and for two reasons. One, there's an opportunity for you to get some really great knowledge and information if it's
Right.
not about your family and about just life in general. It's also a way for you to sow into the elders, because as some of our elders get up there in age, and especially if they've lost siblings, if they've lost friends, and so forth and so on, they don't have people to talk to as much as you may think. So
Right.
that time that you spend with them and share and and you build and you kind of sow into one another is almost priceless. My mom was so excited and so happy. She even called me today and she was like, I just want to thank you again for Saturday and for running around with me and this and the third. And it that was another uplifting thing for me. So it motivated me to, come on here and really share that with you guys, because I think that again, we have to understand that the simplest things now in this particular time mean the most to people. Like you couldn't believe how much those things mean to people. So
Right.
please, do those things.
No, it was a good weekend for me too. And I'm a totally agreement of spending time with the elders because as they get older, they need that. You need to keep connected because as they get older, and I believe it or not, it means more the older you get. But yeah, good weekend, and it made me contemplate because we had 3 shows on Saturday, and then the next day we had to go over to New Brunswick and do the TNT comedy competition. So I had 10 comedians competing for, winner takes all $500, right?
Okay.
And the young lady who won, I felt really, really good because I've seen her from day one. I've seen
Mm.
her get into this thing on day one, be really nervous, 2 minutes, run off the stage, and 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 she was like, I guess like her brain, she was 50-50, most possibly was not going to come back and do it again. Um,
Wow.
and she said to me in a conversation today, she said at that time when I told her, I see the potential in her, whatever, whatever, that changed her mind to do it again. So proud for that point there. And it made me ponder also because of the feeling I had. Because you got to realize my son was in it, Julio was in it, Natasha Face was in it, Bill Scully was in it, Kobe Jack out of Philly was in it. Who am I missing? Eli Richardson was in it. Like all these people that, and all these people that I seen from the beginning of their time to get to this point made you feel good, which brings me to what I wanted to talk about today is I enjoy seeing the right people win. I love to see people win. Now,
Yes.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't like to see everybody win because there's people out there with evil and not so good agendas. And I don't want to see them win, but because when they win, we lose. But the good people, good-hearted people, all that, I want to see them win. So that's what we want to put out there to the people in the universe today is, who do you want to see win? Are you one of those people like me and you like to see other people win? And if so, who do you like to see win? Do somebody want to see you win?
Well, it's so like you said, for Motivational Monday, this is an absolutely dynamic topic first and foremost, and then secondly, it's just such a profound thing. Um, those people who love to see everybody win, like you said, with the
Yeah.
exception of people who may be at the detriment of someone else, or something else. I think that that's whack. But to see people win, to me, is so cool, because at the end of the day, every day is an opportunity to challenge yourself in some way, shape, or form. I don't care what that is. I'm not sure what your challenges may be, what things may motivate you, not motivate you, what things may, be a little tough for you to get through, get past, and get beyond. But I love seeing people win, because when you see people win, there's a couple of things that happen in my mind. First of all, is the elation of seeing somebody who had been trying to pursue something and working hard at it, and doing everything they could to, get to what their championship is. So we have that. Then the second thing is the story, or quote unquote testament, depending on, who you speak to, hearing that part of it, what people have had to endure, what they've had to overcome, what they've had to challenge themselves with on a daily basis in order to get to that point. So I think that, seeing people win is probably one of the dopest things on the planet. Now, personally, I start my day every day and I pray. That's the first thing I do as soon as I open my eyes. I thank, Allah for allowing me to see another day. And then actually I pray for each and every one of my immediate family members. And then I pray for all of my friends and family who are extended. And I say this because, to me, if I can put out that kind of energy to start my day, meaning, make sure I pray for prosperity and health and wellness for all of my immediate family and my friends, and any way, shape, or form any of those things come to them, I feel like I did what I was supposed to do for the day. And I do that every day without fail. That's my, morning ritual. Can't hear you, T. T, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Yeah, I put it on mute for a second. I was agreeing with what you said, and I don't have a ritual per se. I just have a way of life. And in my way of life is to always, when I wake up, I thank the mighty power, and then I go into playing back the day before. You know what I mean? Like, I just naturally play back the day before. And if it's a Monday like today, I play back the weekend. You know what I mean? So playing back this weekend put a lot of stuff in perspective, people wise. Like you said, when you see them from the beginning, and you can see that walk they took to get to that bridge, and if they crossed the bridge, I know a lot of people that gave up, bro. I know a lot of people that gave up. So when I see the ones who didn't, even though I've seen the trials and tribulations, the beating their head against a brick wall, sometimes it don't look like it's no good, light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. And they keep going. And it's nights like last night where I'm like, people called me, was like, yo, Pam won? Pam won? I'm like, yeah, Pam won. It was like, get out of here. Like, oh my God. But the people in the building, they sat through the 10 comics, they took it all in, and they made the decision. That's the best way that you can find a winner in a competition. Like, judges are cool, but to me, you're dealing with personal mindsets. Like 2 or 3 people making a decision for a whole room. You got a couple of hundred people out there that got their own mindset. So put it to them, put it to the crowd, and let the answer come through the applause. And they screamed their hearts out for this girl to win. You know what I mean? And I thought it was just so dope. Also, we got my girl, like I said, Eunice is coming on. Eunice Rivers is out of Jersey as well. She's been, hitting me up, and I know she wanted me to listen to her music, because she was like, your opinion is a lot to me, and I'm like, okay, I appreciate that. So I listened to the music, caught a couple of videos, and I hit her back, and I was like, it took me a long time because the schedule was crazy, but I hit her back and I was like, yo, I like it. You got some good stuff, whatever the case may be. So when she reminded me that her release on Zoom or virtually will happen tonight, right after our show's up, I was like, you know what? Come on the front end of my show, because I know you got to prepare and everything, but come on the front end, talk about it. Let's talk about what inspired you, what thought process it was to finish. Because I know music, man. We know a lot of musicians, and some people, it's a hell of a journey just to put a song together. Some people it's like a author of anything else. Sometimes they get writer's block.
Yeah.
But I'm here today to say and emphasize, I really, really love to see people win. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's how big or small the mountain may be for you. You open a small business. I want to see you win. You know what I mean? We're going to be taking our time and devoting time the rest of the year to a lot of small businesses. Every week I want to find a little small business. I don't care if they're doing scented candles, aromatherapy. Eunice got music coming out. Comedian, apparel. Clothing. Whatever you jumped out there and said, you know what, this is my passion. I always wanted to do this. Always felt like I should do this. Always felt like to me, comedy was a calling that I answered. There was a whole bunch of things I liked to do, you know what I mean? Or could do, or people wanted me to do. But it was the one thing that was a calling that came like a calling. And it was like, are you going to answer? Are you going to answer and do it? Or you going to still go do that? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I answered the call. Anything in your life that you felt like that?
It's funny again, as we prepared for today, I was, thinking to myself, and I actually did something just before I jumped online. My lady had posted something on Facebook, and it was a QA kind of thing, and it was like, if you know what your purpose is, or what your why is, post it. And I wrote down family, I wrote down helping people, and I wrote down quite a few things. But since I was a kid, helping people has always been something that just actually has come natural to me. It's not, something that I was born into, whatever. I think because of my family, because of my upbringing, because of, the generations before my family, that seemed to be something that I guess just runs, in our veins. It, runs, in the family. So certain things come natural to me. And even, speaking and doing our, shows, or even when you, pull me in as you do, all of that comes natural to me, because what happens is I go into a zone and my brain starts to, just think to itself, what words could I say and what things could I say that'll help people not only understand, the point that I'm trying to make, but then also make it so that they can take that same information and utilize it in their spaces. And I think that, when you kind of figure those things out, it becomes so much fun and so much cooler to just, enjoy life. We all run around here, and everybody I know is always, asking themselves, what's my purpose? Like you said, comedy became a calling for you. I, like you, had a few different things that, I was dibbling and dabbling in. And speaking was something that for like 5 years, one of my best friends has been telling me, son, I don't know why you're not doing speaking engagements. Like, you're really good at it. But I have a fear of standing in front of people. Doing this is a little bit easier because I know it's a camera involved, and seemingly right now it's just me and you. But then, by the time it hits the air and everything, we get a couple of hundred people who have tuned in. And I've even had people who are DMing me and, texting me like, I tune into the show. And I'm like, really? I don't see your name, popping up. And they're like, nah, I'm tuning in every week. So I'm mindful and thankful of that. But I've just decided that, trying to help people as best I can with my words and with my passion for, like you said, seeing people win, because to me, that's the ultimate high.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it because it, and I was joking this morning, and but serious. I was like, when people win and they share that with me, or I know, I can toast to that like it's my win. I could celebrate. You would think I did it. I get caught up. They be like, yo, it'd be anything. I got the job. I'm like, what? Let's give us some drinks. I got the damn job. You know what I'm saying? And people come over. I've literally, more times than I can count, been in a situation or a place and was so happy and celebrating somebody else's victory that people came over congratulate me, thinking something happened to me. Hey man, what's up? Congrats, baby. I'm like, nah, she won. He won. They be like, oh, you was going mad. Oh, we thought it. That's like, because I come from a big family. And when you come from a big family, you have a history of celebrations when people win. So let's say it's 10 people in my family, which is close to it, is 8 kids, siblings. So that's 8 times a year birthdays. That's Christmas to the 8th power. That's every happy holiday to the 8th power, and everything in between. So you're not a hater. You wasn't raised to be a hater. Your family's not a hateful family. So you get it now. All right, I'll let you out in a minute. See, I want to see him win. He got to go to Beth, the puppy. You know what I mean? But so used to the celebrations and everything, that I'm like that with my extended family, my friends and colleagues. You know what I mean? Like last night, bro, I was like you said, I was super elated, and you could see her face, and she cried, and she's gonna tell her story, I'm sure, when she comes on. But it couldn't have came at a better time for her. This girl lost her parents back to back recently, right? And even in the middle of losing parents, she was in them comedy rooms. She was going through those motions,
Yeah,
and then boom, fast forward, God put everything in the right, aligned the stars and everything. Boom,
man.
and she's
That's
the winner. You know what I mean? I'll be
you,
right
you
back. Keep talking.
you know it's so crazy. I said this to somebody, and this comes from one of my older brothers. He always laments to me that love is the highest form of energy we can all vibrate on, and I take that to heart. So, to Talent's point, and to the point of our show today about winning, to me, that's what winning is. It's giving love unconditionally. It's loving to see people win. It's loving to see people succeed. It's loving to see people, bring out the best in themselves, as well as the best in the people who are around them. We have to try as best we can to remove words like hate and things like that from our vocabulary, because so often we find ourselves saying things like, you should need, you're not living life if you don't have this many haters and things like that. I've never been a person who believed in that
Right,
ideology. I just always thought to myself, like, that was strange, because I said, when you really think about life, and the fact that when you're in a loving state, how seemingly life flows, why would you want to add hate to any of that? A classic example is what we experienced the last 4 years with the person in charge, to some degree, spewing hate and so forth and so on. The rhetoric, forget about dividing the country, because we were divided long before that. But what it did is it stagnated our ability to continue to grow. And once you start, stagnating your ability to grow, in essence, you're really dying. I know people don't
right,
look at it like that, but that's really what's going on. So to me, it behooves all of us to find that level of love, and whatever that is, turn that on in yourself, and then utilize it as a way to definitively elevate yourself and all of those around you. Because once you start that elevation, you'll see so many things coming to fruition for you and for the people who you love and care about. It won't scare you, but it's gonna freak you out for a little bit, because you're gonna be like, "Whoa, how's this thing happening so fast?" And I always say that to people. I tell people all the time. I said, "Look, it is imperative that we utilize love as the way that we, elevate ourselves." I get, sometimes frustration sets in. That happens to everybody, and that's fine. But when frustration sets in, you take a moment, reevaluate the situation, see what adjustments you need to make. And as I always tell all of y'all, make the adjustments to win your championship. That's all this journey of life is about, trying to win your championship and making the necessary adjustments to do so. That's what makes
there
this,
you go. Hey, killer.
you know.
Little killer, knock my headset out. Hold on. It's like when you got kids running around the house. Puppies
Yeah.
the same.
Same.
Puppies are exactly the same. All right, so let's do this, man. We got our guests rolling in. Let's bring in this young lady. She has a new album released tonight at 7. Everybody, I want to introduce you to in the living room, Amir. Everybody listening on all platforms, please welcome Eunice Rivers to the show.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. What's up, talent? How you doing?
How are you, darling? Hey, turn
I'm
your phone sideways so we can take up the whole screen. There you go.
like this way.
Boom.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay.
Woo!
So,
Woo! So Eunice, welcome to the show.
thank
That's my brother Amir. We was just talking about enjoying other people winning, wanting to see other people win. I want to see you win, girl.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you for wanting to see me win. Because we got some haters, but that's all right. I call my haters my admirers.
There
There you
you
But
go.
go.
anyway,
There you go.
you know,
So tell all of us about this LP, the name of it, what inspired you to do it, and how they can get it.
okay, so hi, my name is Eunice Rivers, and the pandemic actually slowed me down enough to be able to write. So once the pandemic happened, I wrote an album. I had wrote 9 songs, all written by me, and you know, uh, God just poured into me. So I got my album out. It's called Here I Am by Eunice Rivers. It's available everywhere, so go stream it. I'm having my virtual album release party tonight at 7 p.m. on my Facebook Live. So I'm heading out there. I just popped in here for a minute, and I'm giving everyone a chance to win this lovely gift.
Oh,
A
nice.
Google Dot. See that? See that? And
Nice.
you know, you got to come to the event to find out the details. But I'm just asking everybody to come, have my virtual listening party. I'm gonna play the songs and talk a little bit about each songs. Maybe I'll do a couple of dance moves or whatever. But just to get my album out there. It's doing very well, and I'm super excited about my album. And Talent actually has been very instrumental, and he knows this. But I want to say publicly thank you to Talent, because he's given me so many opportunities and so much advice. You know, when I was coming and opening up for his shows and things like that. Things that he told me really helped my career, helped me look at what I should be singing, when, where, you know, and things like that. And he just was very instrumental in me right now, you know, and where I am, and me deciding to even, you know, do music for my own music. Because then when I would open up for him, I would just do covers. And he was like, well, you know, what about your music? Do you have music? But I really wasn't, it wasn't time. But I feel now is the time for me. And I'm ready. So tonight, if you're not doing anything, pop in. Well, I know you're here, but you could leave for a minute to pop in my
Oh yeah,
live.
yeah. When I get done, I'll pop in there for a minute. How can other people pop in?
Yes, anybody could pop in, because my Facebook is totally public. You know, I had to put it public, but just pop into Eunice Rivers Facebook, Eunice Rivers. I'll put it on Talent's page or something, but it's Eunice Rivers,
Okay,
EUNICE Rivers on Facebook Live. Just come and
that's
show me some
awesome.
love, even if just listen to a couple of tunes
That's
and
awesome.
just support. Show me some love if you
I
can.
listen. You are going to be doing big things, many
Yes.
things. Stay the course. We was just talking about another Jerseyite, my girl Just Pam, who
Oh yeah,
won. She just won last night at
I
the
saw
Stress
that at the
Factory.
Stress Factory. I almost made it there.
Amazing.
Awesome,
You know what I mean? So I know all of
amazing.
you guys from the humble beginnings. So to see y'all win and to see y'all just keep going and
Awesome.
proving progress is real. Hats off, kudos all day, every day. This
Thank
is
you.
your first. It's more albums to come.
I know
Yeah.
this is like my first album, and I got some tunes on there. One of them is called "Please, Please, Please," but it's basically telling people to mind your business.
Mm.
It's a people love that too, and like they really love that too. But I have a couple some good tunes on there. You should come and check it out, and just show me some love, share it, and
Now,
be in the
which
comments.
song? Which song? Because I know how you female artists are. You females got something to do with love in their music all the time.
That's something to do with love. Well, okay. One of my songs is called "Unwanted Memories." It could be good, it could be bad, but it's basically unwanted memories, right? Of some maybe a relationship you had in the past. It could be good, it could be bad, but something that you had in the past that's over, and you having all these memories, and you really don't want them anymore because that happened like a long time ago. But like you having all these memories, and I'm praying to God, please just take them away, take them away. So it could be an old relationship. It could be a good relationship that you messed up, and now you just got these memories that you don't want. It could be drugs, alcohol. It could be anything in your past that you just want these memories to go away, but
Okay,
they won't.
that's what's
They
up.
keep coming.
That's what's up. Amir, any questions for my girl Eunice?
It was well. I heard him say that you worked on a few shows for him. Was singing something that you always wanted to do, or did you have something else in mind? And singing,
No,
you just
I was
you
born
know.
singing, even though I feel like I'm funny
Okay.
and I could be a comedian if I wanted to, but I think I got a joke or two in me. But no, singing is my life. It's who I am.
Okay.
It's not what I do. It's who I am. And I love singing. So I was always opening his shows, but singing. I wasn't a part of the comedy. So if somebody wanted to, I will always say, don't laugh at me because I'm not a part of the comedy industry. Okay? I'm serious about this shit I'm about to say. Comedy starts after I get my butt off the stage. But no, singing is what I am, and talent helped me because I would always remember. I would always sing one song or one particular song that I like, and I am telling you, like that was my shit, that was my song. But he, had some words with me, like, try to put faster songs, or depending on
Gotcha.
where you are, that's the type of song you should do. So then I started doing the club stuff, and that just really changed my whole, my whole
Right,
idea
right.
of clubs or whatever. And I want to thank you personally for talent for helping me like kind of pave my career and sing. Like because of you, talent, I'm singing with Mr. Cheek, like Jagged Edge, like
I
I'm
know
hooking
that's
up with
right.
Shaheem, like all these different people, and it's really because of you putting me in position. And selflessly, like you didn't want anything from me, you know what I'm saying? But you put me in a position to open up for Little Mo and different Ruben Studded, like all these different people. And I, I really
Well,
just wanted to thank you
that's
for
because
that.
I love you, man. That's because I love you. I know you got to go get ready. Everybody go to her Facebook page,
Yes,
Eunice Rivers, because at 7 o'clock, that album release gala is going to go
that's
down in
right.
a major way, and you can win something. That's my
That's
girl,
right.
Eunice Rivers, repping Jersey to the fullest.
Thank
In the
you.
words of the late, great Heavy D, I got nothing but love for you,
Got
baby.
nothing for love, but no
Yes.
sex. You shout out to
Yes.
Amir. And Amir, real men wear pink. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Real
Thank you.
men
Thank
wear that
you.
pink. I love it.
Thank you.
See, I could have been a comedian, right? Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
I see
Love
you
you
later,
so
yo.
much.
That's hilarious, yo. And we're going to keep it real Jersey for a minute. Amir, what you think about Eunice?
Oh man, I'm actually I can't wait to for us to kind of finish up so I could pop in and definitely check out some of her tunes, man. I mean, again, like we said earlier, man, it's just so cool to see people find their passion and share it with the world. Look, we don't have nothing else to do, y'all. We still in the pandemic. We have nothing else to do, yo. You might as well find them passions. If you write, you do poetry, whatever it is, you home any doggone way. So you might as well get started and share it
Yeah.
with the world. What do you got to lose? What do you got to
And
lose?
and you never know the end result. I mean, we have a lot of fun and adventure in the journey, but you never know the end result. Speaking of end results, she just picked up 500 cash tax free in her pocket, and she's a Jersey woman, you know, so she might have put in her bra. Ladies and gentlemen, comedian Just Pam in the living
Yes,
room.
yes.
What up, Pam?
Hey,
How you
Hello.
doing, man? If that's your phone, turn it sideways.
turn it sideways.
Yeah, so it'll take up the whole screen. Boom. Look at that.
There.
Now
Oh,
you look at that. First of all, I'm so proud of you.
thank you.
I've been talking 30 minutes straight about you.
Yes, yes.
Yo,
Singing your
this is,
praises.
oh my
Congratulations.
God, man. Amir, I was just saying to Amir, I was like, yo, bro, when you see somebody from the very, very beginning in that journey, you know what I mean? Like, and here's the thing, Pam. I don't know if you paid attention because because of COVID, this was the one contest we had to do kind of different, you know.
Mhm.
So the comics were downstairs and they were only coming up two at a time.
Yeah,
So I don't know if you was in the room to get the feel, but every single comic brought their A game last night.
yeah, yeah.
It
That
wasn't like it was some bad ones and you won. It was everybody rocked and you rocked the most. How does that feel? That's crazy.
I mean, it feels amazing to be honest. I was just to see the crowd's reaction. I was just kind of in awe for a moment. Just full of all types of emotions. Just to see that much love coming my way was really crazy. I mean, I put in a lot of hard work and grinding and just did so much just to get to this point, and this point is still
Right.
just a point on the ladder of where I'm trying to go. But to just to see the crowd love last night was what was crazy to me. I didn't have the spot filled up with half my family, like everybody on the right clap, everybody on the left yell,
And
and
yeah, and that's
go to Sizzler after. Like it was nothing
yeah.
like that. It was just literally
And yeah,
the
I
crowd.
told people that too. I said, it was amazing. I mean, it was so genuine. Everything, the stars aligned in a real way. It was like you said, when I used to host the Apollo, that was a big thing. They gathered as many as they can. So when it got down to that judging, they could tilt the scale we had the noise meter in there. So our own ears became natural noise meters last night. And I think that I got caught up in the moment too. And then when the promoter came over to give her her money, her winnings, and they gave her the mic to say speech. You brought everything full circle because you work so hard. I'm not gonna lie. Half that night, I totally forgot all that you've been going through as of recent.
Mm-hmm.
And when you spoke, tell the people what you said because this was amazing, and it came flooding back when you said it.
I mean, I just dedicated the show to both of my parents. I lost both of my
That's okay.
I
It's
lost
all right.
both of my
Take your time.
parents about 3 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like close to the 3 month anniversary of their passing. They passed within a month of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Along with like one of my favorite aunts and uncle, like all within a month's time. Um, but I just dedicated the show to them. I mean, I felt her presence, there. My mom so strongly, more so than my father, because after every show, she would always call me and be like, "That's my girl." She always called me her beautiful baby girl. I'm like, "Mom, I'm like 76." Like she don't care. And and
But
I
it
was
was
just
it's dope.
I just,
It's dope.
dedicated the show to them.
And I forgot all of that happened in a short span of time. So
Hmm.
it came flooding back. I was like, wait a minute. I remember Pam, like, I think it had to be 24 or 48 hours of the first death. We worked together.
Hmm.
And you was like, yo, coming through, so I said, mom's just double. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, uh, damn, you cut from my cloth. That's because that's some dumb shit I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, people die and I go to work.
Yeah.
Like, people be like, normal people grieve in a normal time. My dumb ass, soon as I be like I remember, like my mom died, right?
Hmm.
I think it's 6 years now, maybe 5, 6 years. But it was Memorial Weekend. I do remember this because I was working a gig in Puerto Rico, and it was, let's say I was out there 4 days. I think it happened on day 2, right? So I wake up, we're in the embassy suites, Quincy and Rick banging on my door. I get up. I'm tired because we went hard the night before. So I'm like, what? Like I told y'all I don't even want this breakfast shit, right? I'm like, what? And they like inside the room, like they're in the room like this. They're like, yo, sit down. I'm like, sit down. Fuck out of here, B. Yo, get out of here. Like I'm tired. Why don't you hit me about 12? Like they just sit down. And they now I'm looking at their face like, fuck, what's what happened? It's like, yo, Mom Duke's passed. And I was like, oh shit, right? So I'm fucked up and I'm like, now the only thing I could think of that it made me angry is I just kissed her goodbye the Wednesday. I left Thursday morning. Wednesday night, I'm at her house. She's in the bed, not a good day. And I kiss her. And when I lean down, she, like 100 kisses to the forehead. And it's almost like she knew this was goodbye.
Right.
But I'm not paying. My mind's on packing, not missing the flight. So when I get this news, Amir, it's a Saturday, right? And everybody's like looking at me like, do we need to change a flight? Need to rush home, boom, boom. And I'm like, nah, we got to host Bigger's party tonight. You know Bigger. I'm like, it's my man Bigger's thing tonight. And they was looking at me like, dude, your mother, did you hear us? I'm like, no, I heard y'all, but what can I do? Like, I'm going to go there. It's absolutely nothing I could do but cry. So I'm going to finish Biggest thing. So I get to Biggest thing, and this is why he always be my top promoter. I get to the thing, I don't even know they told him. Biggest met me at the damn door coming in. He said, we got your section over here. Boom. 2 bottles of Patron. Boom. Rock out with your cock. I was like, oh, good looking, man. He said, no, don't worry about that. She goes to over there. Now, mind you, they selling these bottles, 400 or 500. He was like, yo, take these shits, take your peeps over there, and kept checking on me all night. Want something else? You're hungry? Blah, blah, blah. But you reminded me of that because when you told me, it was surreal because you were trying to hit the stage. You was like, T, I need to keep my mind, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, damn, she's like me. And then it was, like you said, within that same month, you hit me again, was like, yeah. I was like, yo, what the fuck? It reminded me of my family early with COVID. I lost 2, like an aunt and an uncle back to back.
Mm-hmm.
But you are cut from such a strong cloth. I say all that to say you're cut from this giant strong cloth that when it shined through last night, girl, I mean, I've seen competitions where people are mad at the winner. The other people that's in it, man, fuck her, man. Fuck her. Everybody was like, they could not deny it, Amir. It was like, and the other females, they come in, they hug in, you know what I mean? They're congratulating other female comedians. The dudes are coming over like, yo, you know, and I mean, everybody brought their A game. I'm just so proud of you, girl.
Yeah, it was a lot of love. And it's funny because my regular job, I can't even bring myself to go back to work. I haven't been back to my regular job probably since November when, you know, somebody just tested positive for COVID and then it kind of went left from there.
Right.
And I used to like I had like a really high tolerance to tolerate my boss and was like nothing that he did bothered me. Even though it bothered everybody else, I was like, I'm not worried about it. It doesn't matter. But it was kind of like after this, it was like, damn, you know, things that didn't bother me now. You know, my tolerance to maybe deal with a lot of stuff has gone away because my heart is broken. Like literally my heart is broken. So to do anything at this point in my life that makes me unhappy,
right,
I can't do. And when I'm on stage for that, I don't care if it's 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever that time is on that stage is that one time throughout the day when, you know, my energy is at its highest and everything that I'm doing for them. So I'm going so much harder. You know, somebody said like, damn, it seemed like since your parents passed, like every time you get on the stage is different. And it's like I kind of noticed it too, but I really wasn't, you know, paying no attention to it until last night because my mom specifically, because she is the reason why I am what I am. Her presence was so strong.
That's dope.
To the point people in the audience was pulling me to the side saying, you know, I really felt your energy, like your energy when you walked on the stage. Even you know, the little golden girls that always sit in the front and they at every show. I know you know what I'm talking about. They always at Stress Factory. They pulled me to the side and was like, you know, as soon as you got on stage, we looked at each other and was like, I don't know, like she said we about to will her win. She didn't even tell a joke yet, and we was like, you know, we about to will her win. So,
it was amazing. I mean, let's get to the real question. What you gonna do with that $500? Because that's like a stimulus check, right?
quick stimmy, quick stimmy.
It came right on time too. I'm actually, I think I'm going to. I know that I need to get away. I need to probably go to like a peaceful place.
Okay.
And get away from everything. So I'm probably gonna put that towards you know, my birth.
Yo, that's crazy. Your sound went out. We can't.
We lost your sound.
Sorry.
Oh, there you go. It
was a booty call coming in. You know, they didn't get the message yet.
Yo, don't
not now, my nigga.
Look, see what I'm saying? $500. That booty call came in.
Not now, nigga. Not now. So I'm gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna, you know, probably go away for my birthday and just try to forget about everything and have.
When is your birthday?
My birthday's in June.
Okay, yeah. Put that together. Make it happen. You know what's funny? We went around the corner to get some drinks to close out the night and some little appetizers and stuff. And when the check came, I said, "Damn, I wish Pam was here." Shit.
I ain't stupid. I was like, oh, let's hurry up and go. Like, let's go celebrate. I gotta go do that thing. I got that thing that I need to take care of. I ain't stupid.
Well, darling, I want you to know you got a lot of love out here. Super proud, super duper. Yo, I couldn't be prouder I was proud of everybody because when you have a competition, I've seen competitions, people still pay tickets to get in. So I've seen competitions where people, kind of don't feel vindicated for the money they paid. Like these guys were trash.
Right.
So I wasted 2 hours of my time. I paid for this shit. Last night, I could honestly say they got above and beyond. And even at the end with Teray, shout out to Teray for blowing it up and closing out so strong. But we want to wish you the best, darling. I'm going to see you very, very soon.
Thank you. I'm sure. I'm sure.
I'm in Jersey tomorrow, so if you want to come spend some of that stimmy with me, I'm not gonna be against that. God bless you, baby. Love you.
What did I tell you earlier about that first show that I had at the movie theater when I got on the stage?
Tell it.
Did a minute and 35 seconds and was like, thank you, good night. And you got on the stage and was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I just walked away and already she calling me back up for the mic. And I swear, I was like, comedy not for me. I think I'm funny at the kitchen table and at cookouts, but I don't think I can do this. And you had never seen me, never met me, and you pulled me to the side and you gave me one of them talent talking tos. And I'm like, damn, this nigga don't even know me. I'm still over here like, yo, this the nigga from Sunset Park. Oh shit. and I was just like, you made me feel like, nah, you got to keep trying, and whatever you said, I was like, I'm gonna listen to his advice, and I'm gonna touch the stage again. And I mean, I thank you for that advice, because maybe if you didn't give it to me, I don't know. So I appreciate it.
I did the same thing Uncle Ray Murphy, Eddie Murphy's uncle, did to me in Long Island. You know what I mean? I mean, he did it to me by the urinal, so I wasn't very comfortable, but it was basically just like, boy, you got it, man. You keep up the blah, blah, blah. And it was funny, Amir, because at this movie theater, we're doing comedy, and they, my man Marquise, the promoter, is like, yo, bring up this girl Pam, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, cool. So I'm expecting at least 4 or 5 minutes, right? So as soon as I give her the mic, I got a plan. I'm about to go pee. I don't get to pull down the zipper, and I hear "Thank you, good night" music. I said, "Oh my God!" I'm running back in there. I think I spritz a little bit. I'm running back in this joint, like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like this because in my mind I'm thinking something happened. I'm like, did y'all throw something at her? She got a warrant? The police?
Oh
what?
My God.
But I'm here to tell you, girl, you here to stay. And continue bigger and better things for you in the future. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Give it up for my girl, Just Pam.
Oh, wait.
Love you, baby. Go ahead, baby.
I just wanted to tell you, when you was talking about the piece of cloth that I was cut from, I noticed how you was talking about how big the cloth was. I was paying attention. You could have said I was cut from a cloth, but you exaggerated. She was cut from this big, gigantic. I mean, this piece of cloth was. I'm like, damn, nigga, like, could this be a regular cloth? Like,
the fucking quilt.
Cut from a whole dashiki, like, nigga. Like, just wanted to let you know that I peeped that shit. That's all. That's all I was trying to say. All right, thank you.
Love you, mama.
Love you too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yo, she is hilarious. Yo, cut from a big blanket. When the last time you heard the word quilt? That's a word only older women use. A quilt. You gonna give me? I gotta get a couple of quilts.
You cold? I'm gonna go get the quilt.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. So once again, that was Just Pam. She won the TNT comedy competition. Tommy, Too Smooth and Talent. We do it every time. Try to keep our young up and coming comedians involved. And when we feel like they climb, and we try to help extend that ladder for them. Now, what I want to do, Amir, is I want to shift the energy to. Remember, I tell you we had an update today. My girl Tasha's in the building. Bring her up in the living room. We followed this story. Hey, you.
Hey, welcome.
Are you on your phone? Turn it sideways. So take up the whole screen. Or your rotation aid.
Wait a minute.
Okay, put your rotation aid on. Okay. Hey, what's up, kiddo? So we remember the story. We remember your son, your one and only son. I must remind you.
Yes.
who's on the spectrum and everything. And we put the story out there. We got a lot of love and support
There you go.
of what was going on with the courts trying to take over this case, make it criminal, give you a hard time. You got some update for us, don't you?
Yes, this past Friday we had a new court date. It was just pretty much the lawyers, the judge, myself, and the ADA. And they were discussing how Rajin is progressing at the residential placement. He's
Hmm.
doing really well. He's getting along with everybody, hasn't had any issues. He still has his good and bad days, as far as, being away from home. That's naturally still an issue with him.
Right.
But as far as behaviors are concerned, everything's going great. They decided to push the next court date all the way to June because
Okay.
they're still receiving documentation and medical
Okay.
notes from the hospitals, the psychiatrist, the autism specialist. So they said June 8th will be, I guess that's the do or die day when they're going to decide if the case is going to be heard in family court or criminal court.
But you feel good. You told me. I guess when we go to these court things, there's a vibe we get. You know, um, even when I was frequently going into child support court, there was a vibe each time I went, each appearance that I got where I felt like, okay, things was in my favor, things were not in my favor. I got to do this, I got to do that. What kind of vibe did you get from this
I can
hearing?
honestly say this court date was very different. The vibe was a lot different, a lot different. The ABA actually smiled before previous. All the other court dates we had, he was very belligerent,
Asshole.
I want to say, like very, very, very nasty. Everything was no, no, no. Like he didn't want to budge. He didn't want to hear anything we had to say. This time he was a little more limber, saying that he's willing to be patient while we still are receiving all the
Oh,
documentation
nice.
and medical records, and he's fine with waiting until June 8th
Okay.
until
Well,
the court date. So
you,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
you know what happened? You hit him.
Absolutely,
You hit him with that
absolutely,
black mama shit.
absolutely.
He heard that black mama shit that time when you screamed. Then they came back to the next court. They like, you want something to drink?
He was listen. He told Rajin, and I was surprised at this. He told Rajin, keep up the good work. He said, "This is what we want. We want you to
Wow.
continue to do good, and this is what we want." And I was
Okay.
extremely shocked to hear that because, again,
Well,
everything is different. But we all know when eyes are watching and ears are listening, the game changes a little bit.
yes.
Well, I'm glad it is changing. I'm glad it feels like the current and the climate of the wind is shifting to positive east.
It
You know what
is.
I
It
mean?
is. And
Instead of negative west.
my guard isn't all the way down, but I can breathe a little bit. I have a very small sigh of relief because it seems like now they're understanding, because the impression that I got in the
Right.
beginning was he felt we're plucking this special needs card as a cop out, as an excuse.
Oh, so he thought you
Now
was
he's
was
receiving the records and
he didn't
he's
believe it.
receiving everything and everything
Uh-huh.
is vouched for. Now
Okay.
it's, oh, this is real. That's the impression I got. I could be wrong. I highly doubt it, but that's the impression that I got, because everything
Okay.
was, well, especially with the charge, second degree attempted murder and first degree assault. And we were like, yes, he's 16 for his age. He may look 20, but mentally you're 6 or 7. He's 6 or 7. You're going to charge a 6 or 7 year old as an adult? Is that fair?
Right. No, I get it. I get it. And
But
I'm happy. I'm happy to hear this news.
no, I'm very pleased. But I made sure I told him I'm not afraid of you and I'm not intimidated by you. I have no intentions on letting my baby fall by the wayside. I'm gonna fight
And,
every step of the way.
and how's grandma?
Grandma's doing real good. She's doing
Yeah.
real good. I talk to her every day. Her and Rajin are able to talk now. They talk.
Nice.
Okay. That's wonderful.
So that was a big deal, because that was a lot of, my mother was very hurt about that, because I'm her only child, Rajin's her only grandchild. So, and they had
Gotcha.
a very, very close relationship. And for them got to be able to talk and communicate, it was hard. It was
Well,
hard.
ladies and gentlemen, If you ain't been motivated by this, if you ain't been uplifted by all three back-to-back people on the show today, from Eunice Rivers finally getting to live her dream and put an album out, to just Pam, humble beginnings, 1.5 minute on stage, to winning $500 in cash that you ain't got to pay no taxes. You just walk out of there with cash money. And to this right here,
Yes.
Queen Mama Latasha, it got her son is this much closer to coming on home and being with you and grandma and back to the life that he's used to for these years,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And thank you for coming back with the update. So I guess June is our next update.
June 8th. I just want to say thank you so much for staying in contact with me and actually being concerned, because a lot of people are nosy, and it's not too far and in between from people being nosy and being concerned. And
Ain't that some
I
shit?
just appreciate you staying abrupt and involved and actually care.
You ain't got the pleasure is absolutely all me and Amir and our behind the scenes Prophet Pete. When we heard this story, we jumped on it and we immediately became concerned. And you're right, though. You don't know if you're dealing with a sheep and wolf's clothing or a wolf and sheep clothing these days, and they're everywhere. So know that we are genuinely down with you.
It's sad, but it's like in the autism community, everybody's an autism activist or an activist, and when you go for help and a extra voice for your son, my son was too special needs for special needs activists and help, or it wasn't a hot topic. So again, your very busy schedule, you were able to listen to my story not once but a few times. You invited me out to your comedy show, and from the bottom of my heart, you and Mr. Amir, I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful.
Well, we consider ourselves family, and we'll be checking on you again. We ain't letting it go. We got to see this thing all the way through. Latasha Tatum, thank you so much for joining the show. Thank you for keeping us abreast, though. Thank you, man. Have a good night.
You too.
I appreciate
Thanks, guys.
Take care, Tom.
Wow.
Good night.
Wow. Thank you. Amazing, Amir. Amazing.
Wow. All of the stories, like you said, were inspirational today, but to hear that last one and to hear and see the spark in her, voice, and see the sparkle in her eyes, man, like you said, if this isn't motivating you, I don't know what can or what would.
Bro.
We do this show every week, and in all fairness, many of you probably don't know and don't think about this, but to the point of what the show was about today, getting on and hearing these people's stories, getting on and seeing these people win, motivate us. It motivates us, because when we see those wins, when we see these people get on and they're happy to share what they've been through and how things have affected them and they've overcome it, there's nothing more motivational than that. You don't get, this is not even the easy part. This is simpler than what we're seeing these people actually have to go through and deal with. The young lady Pam, to hear her story and to know that, she channeled in a real sense her family to get that win last night.
Right.
Again, that's huge. This is stuff you can't make up. People think sometimes when you hear these stories, oh my God, you're reaching for it, you're doing too much. We say all kind of interesting sayings sometimes, because in all fairness, what we tend to do is not give people their just due when we should just give them their just due.
Right.
And I think
let's talk about the elephant in the room, Amir. Do you have a new light? You're dealing with a new light over there?
No, I got the same light.
Nah, yo.
I'm fed up. I got the same light. So I think what it is too is because I've started using lighter colors on me, though. The illumination is different. You get because
your light's so good. I'm moving my shit.
just the illumination of everything. Yeah, but I'm over here. Kid you not, I'm in here like every week. When we do our shows, I'm trying to find get the lighting right. I'm trying to get the angles right, the whole nine. And again, like I said, today's show and just those stories, man. I mean, I'm gonna get off of here, and obviously I got to jump on Eunice thing so I can hear some of her beautiful songs and see what her project looks like. But each and every
that light, nigga, that light, nigga, you almost light skinned right now. No,
Yeah,
no, all jokes aside, no, the stories are incredible today, bro.
incredible today, man. And look, I know sometimes too we tend to not again take this into consideration. All of the stories that we had today were women, and I know that sometimes in this interesting space that we're in, everything is man driven, or at least thought to be man driven. This man and man and man.
Right.
But when we have these opportunities to hear these kinds of stories and we see women winning, that's to let y'all know that the scales balance themselves in a real way. I know we don't think about it like that sometimes, but they do, because you have these kinds of stories. So that shows you that the scales balance some kind of way. But bigger and better than that is, as I stated earlier, that ability to pour into them, have them pour into you, and then use that as motivation, use it as sod to sprout your seeds or to grow whatever needs to grow from within you. And as I said earlier, share your gifts with the world. I don't care what those gifts are. All of us have a gift. Everybody's got a gift. Everybody's got a gift. You just got to figure out what that gift is. And some of us may have the same gifts. It doesn't mean we're going to deliver it the same, though. That's what's dope about this world. Everybody has a different way of delivering it. Everybody has a different way of sharing it. And everybody even has a different way of receiving it. So we got to continue to encourage one another. Shine those lights, y'all. Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them. We got to shine a light on each other. T, we can't hear you.
Woke up feeling this way. I woke up feeling this way today of wanting, I want to express that I love to see people win.
Yes.
And I wanted to see how many people had that in common with me, and that was the whole idea of that. Do people have that train of thought? Do somebody got to remind you to have that train of thought? Do you naturally go through life like that? Like me, it's the craziest thing. From, like I said this about a couple of weeks ago. Something simple like if I'm out and I'm getting a service, whether it's a diner, anything, and people are there and you can give tips, I'm tipping a couple of dollars more. Not that I have it. It's not that. It's not like, oh, you got it, tip more. But I got to understand that these are tough times, and these are not tough in the way of that it's just money tight, tough in the way of appreciating that the people who are dealing with you are out here risking their life too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, like, I left, let me give you a perfect example. Whenever I work the stress, my man Ryan, who's the bartender, he's it's a comedy club, so it's not a bar where you walk up and get a drink. He's really running a big service bar for the wait staff to take to the tables. But when I'm there, or it's like the headliner comedian or whatever, now we can sit at the bar and kind of, he take care of us. And we've been in this place for about 15 years almost, right? But going on 15 years doing Sundays. And he's always taking care of me. I mean, above and beyond. And I've always made sure, like before pandemic, end of the night, $20. There was a time when nights were rough because these are all college kids paying their school, waiting tables, and it might be a rough tip night. If I did good that night, or if I have some money coming from somewhere, a few dollars in my pocket, I give all the wait staff $10. I give him his 20 or $30 tip, and I feel good about that, right? So last night, because of the way it's set up with COVID and the outside tent, and by the end of the night when it was time to go, and I'm set, got the t-shirts at the door and all that stuff, I'm always this and I go. And it wasn't until later shit hit me. I was like, damn, I forgot to tip Ryan. So I grabbed my phone and I said, I think I had Ryan's number in my phone. I said, please, God, let me have his number. It's in my phone. So I go to the phone, I text him, and I'm like, yo, it's Talent, bro. I am so sorry, bro. I forgot to tip you. You got a Cash App or something? And he sends me the Cash App thing, and I shoot him instead of 30, 40, because my bad. 30, I normally would give you 30, 20, 30. I gave you 40 because A, my bad, and B, it's COVID. You're in here doing your thing, trying to supply drinks and food and serve these people. And because of the climate we in, you give a little extra. Now, these people we have on the show today, thank you again for Eunice Rivers. Eunice Rivers pounding, like she said, she was covering songs, singing the tracks, stuff like that. And I'm like, well, what about just yeah, I'm working on. Finally, she's arrived at her place, right?
Yes.
Then you got Just Pam. Couldn't do 2 minutes on stage. Arrived at her place. Pam is the type of comedian, like I said, cut from that cloth like me, where I have a different respect for comedians who pick the phone up and call. Like, they'll see something going on. They're not booked. And they'll call, can I get 10 minutes on stage? That's somebody that wants to work on their craft. That's somebody that wants to get better.
Yeah.
Not do you have money? Oh, I ain't booked. I ain't going. You know how many comedians I know, Amir? That, hey, why you ain't go over there? I ain't booked on that shit. I'm like, but you're a comedian. You want to get better. You need a better reason than that. If you're, tell me you tired. Tell me you got another show. Tell me you babysitting. Tell me there's a class play for your kid. Anything but, well, I ain't booked on the show. I ain't going. Okay, well, okay, cool. But she's cut from a different cloth than that. And then last but not least, the story that we covered a while ago, that since then she done went to 1 or 2 hearings. She's getting a different feeling and projection of what's going on. Like she said, I'm not letting my guard all the way down, but yes, it was different. Yes, it was better. Yes, we're in a better place. Yes, I feel good of the direction it's going in. That's all. That's all. And we'll be back here with another update by June 8th, she said. And hey, what's up? What's going on?
Yes.
So each one teach one. More importantly, we got to go to bat for each other. And like I said, and it's gonna be my running slogan all year, because you see it everywhere, Amir. Our Black women are crying out to us to stand up for them, to protect them. Don't let them get battered and pushed around and face beat on the brick walls as they've been so far. Protect them.
Yes.
Protect them. And we will continue to do so.
Yes, sir.
All right. So everybody, thank you. We appreciate all you guys coming and hanging out with Amir Talent, Prophet Pete in the background. This has been a motivating Monday on Motivation Monday. God bless. We love you. Nothing you can do about it.
We love you.